Well, hey, folks. I thought I'd try black lipstick. I'm sure people are going to react, but that's okay. Well, I mowed my yard. Boy, it was a struggle today. It was a struggle. But it was thick. But I mowed it, and we got thunder. And I thought I'd wear my medieval sort of dress. Feels good. Shave my arms, shave my legs. My skin is smooth. Put lotion on it. Some of that perfume stuff. But we got some thunder going on. I'm really hoping it comes and blitzes us. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing okay today? This is my backyard, and I love it. That beautiful Georgia sky and all that black stuff to the south. That way is Florida. That way is Alabama. That way is the Atlantic. And that way is Tennessee. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you? I thought I'd try black lipstick, Elizabeth. I'm having fun and being bold. And I thought I'd put this on again. I mowed my yard and got it all done. See my nice little lines? The thunder's rattling back there. Thank you, Elizabeth. I like the black. I think I'm going to play with that some more. I bought some pink too, but I really like the black. I think it fits, especially with this. Actually feels good out here. That cloud cover helps. Chance, that's a dang good one. That is a good one. See what the boss says. You know, kids can take a mental health day from school. Why can't we take a mental health day from work? You know what I mean? Elizabeth, this is actually a dress. I love it. And I thought I'd do the black lipstick. I think it's fun. Listen to that. Come on, rain. I need your bite to be worse than your bark. Cool this planet down. It got up to 94 today. Next Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be 100 degrees. Look at that. Mr. Blue Sky. I pull the weeds all the way around the edge of the house by hand. I keep a barrier, and I use the weed killer, but I pull the weeds all the way around. I don't like them growing up to the siding. That is so cool. I love the sound of distant thunder. Hey, Miss Melissa, thanks for coming in and welcome. How are you and how is Angel Baby doing? Hey, Bender, how are you? I do look goth and I like it. I like it. I think that fits me. The black lipstick's a little more masculine-y, if you will. Go under the trees and... I hear you, squirrel. Where'd you go? I heard you dashing through the trees. Hey, Ricky, how are you? Michaela. Now that's funny, Bender. Thank you, Lax Soy Soy. Appreciate that. Melissa, how are you? And welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoyed over here. I hope Angel's doing okay. Michaela Ultra. I don't know if I go with the Ultra part, Bender. There's a store called Ulta. I never liked names with the A on it. Kia, Ulta, Spectra, Apria. They're just something, I don't like it. But I'm weird that way. I like strong sounding names. Hi, Finch. How are you? Look at the cow. Look back here, boy. We got it going on. That's okay. Hi, Irma. We can workshop it. Listen to that. God ain't playing around up there. Wouldn't that be funny if that was the angels wrestling with the demons and saying, look, I told you once, now knock it off. That'd be funny. That'd be awesome. Thank you, Miss Melissa. Yep, I mowed it today. Did all my cleanup. That's every Saturday. It takes me over an hour. A lot of yard to mow. A lot of yard to mow. It's my little tree that was by the front door. I transplanted it, and this baby is taking off. I like it. Got to do some trimming, so I train it not to go into this yucca. This is ridiculous. I just trimmed all this back, and now we got a whole school of kids. I'm gonna see if I can pull one of those off. I want to grow a row. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, it is synthetic, but it's not fast enough. I wish I could like those what do they call them? Not an emoji. What do they call it when you can choose your own face? I wish I could have the hair go halfway down my back and be right there now. Took me 3 years to get that long. Thank you, Irma. I'm afraid this thing's gonna go right around us. Darn it. Last week we had that sudden rainstorm where all the trees looked like almost a microburst back here. Lady left a comment saying, you can't be taken seriously. I'm like, really? Because I wear a woman's top. It's amazing how stupid people are. Stupid. I should have said, well, I'm not to be taken. And a dead sprig. Oh, that's good, Miss Melissa. Hey, Thomas, where's Thomas? I didn't see Thomas in here. Hey, Palmer. Miss T. There's also like a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. What are we talking about? We got some disjointed conversation going on here. I'm just watching this storm to the south. Can't see lightning. I can just hear the grumbling, or the rumbling, grumbling. What do you mean you finally get me? It's hot. It was 94, 60-something% humidity. Yeah, Melissa, Tiny Mother's from Utah. She said that she had to go to work today and the smoke from the fires is really bad where she is. I'm not sure where in Utah she is. Yes, hey, Palmer. Hey, Abigail, how are you? This is Georgia, man. Lush and green. When I moved here, this yard was a mess. I've done a lot of work. The ground is uneven and it floods. We had Hurricane Helene. This was a lake back here. It's about 10 inches deep right where I'm standing. It was all the way up, all around the back room. Yes, Chance. It's raining somewhere, just not here. Thank you, Abigail. I just like to do things that are fun. I get a lot of criticism and hate for it, but I get a lot of support too. Yeah, the pool would have to be in ground but up too because it does flood back here on occasion. Yes, Bird. I know. My sexual orientation is for females. I haven't dated in 8 years or had sex in that long. All right, it's getting hot again. What are you guys doing? And them birds are twitter-pating, chasing each other. All right, it's too hot. Time to go in. That sun is brutal. Well, from a Christian perspective, Palmer, I understand that. But they go crazy over the clothes I wear. They make assumptions. Hey, Dr. Mantis, welcome back. And how are you? How are you? Well, Mrs. T, thank you. I appreciate the encouragement. It's sad. We live in a world where people are just, well, the Bible says in the last days the love of many will grow cold. Well, God did it, but thank you, Miss T. I always tell people, thank God for any good that happens in your life. Dr. Mantis lives on an island on one of the Great Lakes. Very cool. Very, very cool. I'm all right, Mantis. People are cold, all right. They're mean. They're cold. Indifferent. Not nice. But this channel has taught me there's some nice people left. I actually took a few minutes and watched Ice Cream Man today. Oh my gosh. The nice thing about being surrounded by the lake, man, that tempers things. Trump is not Jesus. No. Thank you, Mrs. T, but don't give me too much praise. I'm just a mere man. The ice cream man is the guy that wears the toilet seat around his head on YouTube. He was chanting over and over, the breakfast train, get your waffles on the breakfast train. He just does that. Then I noticed he's calm. He just says things over and over. People are trolling in the room, WTF, WTF, what is wrong with this guy? I've typed actually nothing. He gets the views and the money. Maybe we need to learn something. Hi, Jan. Well, Mrs. T, thank you. I'm glad that God's using me. If God doesn't use me, something's wrong. Thank you, Mrs. T. I bought some Febreze today. I like the lilac. I bought this today at Big Lots. It's called Sweet Tooth. This stuff smells good. Then I've tried this. I haven't tried it, but it's the pink lipstick. And I bought this black. It's so funny. I went into that. They got a store that all the black women go into. It's huge. It's owned by Asians. I walk in there and this pretty Asian lady, around my age, hello, can I help you? I said, yeah, I'm looking for black lipstick and I have my black lace on. Wow, what are you going to do with that? I said, well, I'm on YouTube and I like to wear it. Really, can I see your channel? And I showed her. She goes, I want to watch. I said, well, I talk about controversy, but I dance, I have fun. And she was telling me about her son liked to try interesting clothing. And, you know, it's funny, some of the locals have complained about that store. They got bars over the windows, they got security all through it. You cannot walk out that door without triggering an alarm if you don't pay for something. And the certain community here is saying that they're racist. And I said, no, they're used to what goes on down here. That woman treated me just fine, and I'm not Asian. People know. People know. Jack, yeah, I agree. I like the dark lipstick. I thought today, I'm going to get the dark. They didn't have it at Big Lots. And I thought, I got to do this. Hello, Ferrara, how are you? Really? Well, that's interesting, Mantis. That is fascinating. I think a deep black red would be awesome. I'm with you on that. Crimson red. Well, that's good. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. It's going good, Matthew. And Jackie, that was fun last week. I went to the other Walmart because the one that I went to last week didn't have half of my stuff. And I noticed something today. The other Walmart isn't charging the high prices that my closer Walmart is. And I'm like, well, what the heck? The little can of peas and carrots is almost $1 at the Walmart closest to me. And then the other one is 67 cents or whatever. I'm like, what the heck is up with that? I want to be loved by you. I was watching because that car of that son was over, and I hope he's not planning on doing another stereo install. That just blows my mind. That guy's a big man. He got this little two-door car. I don't even know what it is. It's almost like the Geo Metro, but it's not. Are you Asian by chance? Wow, no brake lights, tail lights, or backup lights. This is the car. And this thing makes a huge amount of noise. And you didn't go down that side street. Oh, he's behaving today. Cool. Your uncle likes me, or your uncle is like me? Last week, that guy was tuning a radio and a stereo system, and it was blasting and shaking the house. I hate that. Is that what that is? Is that a Toyota or a Honda? Oh, he made it a fart car. He took the thing, and when I moved in this house in 2020, in the fall he showed up out of the blue. And that car, it'd sit there, it sounded like a dang motorcycle. And none of the lights work on it, but he fools around with engines and stuff. Yeah, well, I hope he doesn't have a crush on me. I don't want boy crushes, only women. Thomas is not in here. Yowville on the Cornish border is a fishing seaside town. Really? Why do they call it Yao? Because Yao is very much Yaoman. Wasn't that a term for Chinese or Vietnam? I don't remember. While you guys are chatting, I'm going to move back and forth. I need to wipe off my stove. I like ammonia. I use the glass cleaner with ammonia. This works pretty good. Yeah, he said something last night. I can't remember what it was. We need to pray for Colette too. She doesn't always want me to divulge, but she did ask for prayer, or needs prayer. Pamela, you don't see her much in the chat. She asked for prayer as well because she hasn't been feeling well. Pray for Tiny Mother. She's in Utah, and the fires, the smoke is coming into her area, and they're very bad. I haven't even heard about the fires in Utah. I had no knowledge of that. I was so busy watching all this earthquake stuff. They found a family, oh my gosh, they found a family deep in a collapsed apartment building, and they were alive. I knew it. But, it's going to get to the danger point now. They got to start. And those buildings pancaked. They literally collapsed floor upon floor. I mean, that's awful. They don't have the equipment. They don't have the cranes. They don't have the stuff to lift off pieces of slab. Ooh. They got apartment buildings where the ends pancaked down, the center's still up, and it shook so hard it knocked the windows, air conditioner units, and the roof looks like it was just, you can't go up into those buildings. You cannot walk up and go in there. I'm like, how in the world do you deal with that? I mean, they got a crisis. They said that people from all over are coming down to help them, which is good to see. America's got a team down there. I'm not trying to be gross, but in, a few days it's going to smell real bad down there. Real bad. Because they said there's 51,000 people unaccounted for. Hi, Vanessa. That's serious stuff. I feel for them. Yeah. What happened to the chat? Did it just stop? That's weird. Can anybody hear me? There we go. Okay. So yeah, it's sobering, man. I would hate to have a concrete building come down on me. I'm still alive, but I can't move. I can't get out. That'd be a horrifying feeling. And you don't hear anything. And I would imagine the minute you heard human voices, you'd be like, help, I'm here. Oh, thank you, Vanessa and Jan. I would hate to be trapped under rubble. That would bother me. Not my idea of fun. A clean house is a happy house. One of my next projects, take everything out of the cupboards and wipe the contact paper down. Wow, really? Mrs. T, where? I love the ocean, but it scares me too. Hello, Nancy. Welcome from Helen. You live in a beautiful place. Hello, Nate. How are you? And welcome back. Nate has been going through some stuff too. Yeah, sepsis hit him. And some trying situations. At least the cloud cover cut down that temperature a bit. Wow. You know, I was thinking about that today. We're perishable. I think of that verse in the Bible that says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believeth in him shall not perish." And when I was a kid, I used to see that word all the time in the grocery stores, in the meat section. Perishable, freeze or refrigerate. You know, and people are reminded in disasters, we're perishable. It's a good one, Mrs. T. I love the fact that my stream is drawing people from everywhere. Literally. Scotland, Ireland, UK, Wales, New Zealand, different parts of Australia, Canada. And all over the United States. Hi, Word, how are you? Is that Wile E. Coyote? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. To inhale through the valley of death. What does that mean? 80 will feel no evil. Are you doing voice text? That's good, Wordna. What state are you in? I'm in a state of confusion. Wow, DC. Brave soul. Brave soul. I remember I was at a warehouse here, well, not a warehouse, but a factory years ago in the 80s. And I'd gotten saved. There was a guy named Paul. He knew I was a Christian. He wasn't a Christian. And they had a boombox in the plant that played Paul Harvey and the music. And I loved hearing Paul Harvey. And Paul comes up and he says, "Mike, isn't there a verse in the Bible that says, 'Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for my ghetto blaster is with me'?" I said, "Oh my gosh." Yeah, Paul, part of that is right, part of that isn't. Thank you, Vanessa. I love this. That's Psalm 23, Mrs. T. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures." Islam. Mrs. T, what's going on with your typing? You said Islam, yes. No. On this channel, it's Islam, no. Oh, you better get yourself some rest. You don't want to burn the candle at both ends. Japan has been studying earthquakes for a long time. They noticed that cockroaches' behavior changes before a quake. They've actually built a building on rollers. They've done all kinds of experiments. Japan's pretty smart. I can do that. I read that the other day, Mrs. T. Vanessa, I have watched a lot of stuff. I like Castaway with Tom Hanks. I'll be right back. I like the movie Adrift. I like Fences. I like Hidden Figures. I like Green Book. There's a lot of movies. Kennedy was good. Lincoln was good. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou dost prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and loving kindness will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. You're welcome, Miss T. Is it, Vanessa? It's a good one. I read a book by David Roper years ago. He's a staff writer on the Daily Bread. And he did, I think it's called A Shepherd's Look at Psalm 23. Well, come on, Rain, turn around and face the music. Don't be going away. Don't be teasing me with all that thunder. Now I don't hear it no more. Can't you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Flying in a den in Bombay with a slack jaw, not much to say. I said to the man, are you trying to tempt me? Because I come from the land of plenty. Feels good in the shade. Maybe we'll get something. There's a big hole over us, but we're encircled. Thank you, Wordna. Yeah, if you read Psalm 23, it's written from a shepherd's perspective. David was a shepherd. Now it's hot. Ooh, boy, is that hot when that sun comes blasting out of the cloud. No good. Did all my mowing today. I think my mower's about ready to puke. I was looking at the blade. It's shredded. I need to get a new blade. I've hit so many knots in the yard, and I've just about chopped them all up. I need to change the blade on it. I got two mowers, but the one, I cut out a side vent, and it throws rocks, and I don't want to break windows. Guy at the flea market sells mowers pretty cheap. They're cheaper, way cheaper than going to Lowe's. I'll tell you, you don't get a deal at Lowe's no more. You do not get a deal. Hey, Gamus, how are you? Rainy in Pennsylvania, send it down here. That's right, Mrs. T. 1 Corinthians 13 is the love boat chapter. Hi, Mark. The Love Boat. The Love Boat. I saw this. This is not my own if I don't turn off the camera. And I screenshotted it. And it said, everybody needs Jesus, even this guy. We need to remember that. Sometimes society, Christians and non-Christians, like to separate people out. And no, it says, for God so loved the world. We need to try to reach everybody for Christ. Carmona, who are you talking to, me or Mrs. T? Can I ask you a favor? See if you can write like a paragraph instead of flooding the room. I'm not being hard, but it's not allowing other people to talk. Try to make a longer sentence. Oh, got you, Carmona. Hey, K-Man, how are you? What's bothering you, Mrs. T? Let's put it out there. What's bothering you? You said you're tired. Now, you're going to laugh when I tell you this. You know, we always laugh when babies get cranky, they need a nap. Well, guess what? We adults get cranky, we need a nappy. And I'm not trying to run you off, but it sounds like you got to sleep. Hi, Melissa Kisses. How are you? Yeah, Mrs. T, everybody's going through some sort of crap. Everybody. I think God's getting ready to bring us home. I don't know when, but he's just reminding us this world is not our home. But we need to reach gay people. We need to reach trans. We need to witness to them. We need to tell them that Jesus Christ died for their sins. You know, we need to do that. You know, we're too busy trying to reach the nice people. Well, everybody needs to be rich. I like that picture I took last night. I love that. I'm not being a narcissist. I like how that one came out with the nightlight in the bathroom. Yeah, Melissa, everybody who's a believer, it's almost like God's refining his people. He's putting us through the fire. And the way you make pure gold is you heat it up. And you take the dross and remove the dross off of it, the impurities. Killing wasps, right on. I understand, Miss T. Hi, Clem. Mrs. T, what I need you to do, get a hold of yourself. We're going to pray right now, and I need you to you need to leave it at the cross today. Lord, we pray for Mrs. T, the things that are bothering her, that you give her your peace and help her to lay your burdens down at your heart and help her not to keep picking them up again. We pray, God, that you would remind her that you're with her, that you're strengthening her, help her to stay in your word, and when things start to bother her, help her to get on her knees and pray to you. We just pray that you give her her peace, your peace, so she can rest in you. In Jesus' name, amen. Now, Mrs. T, I'm not trying to be tongue-in-cheek, but I want you to relax. Just give your burden to God, and this is the problem, because I'm speaking to myself. We give the burden to God and we take it back. We give it to God and we take it back. We give it to God and we take it back. Let it go. Let it go. You can't do nothing about the spilt milk, neither can I. And it's hard. Wow, everybody had a night. And I slept. I only slept 4 hours, but I slept hard as a rock. When I woke up, I'm like, man, I didn't even move in my bed. Didn't even move. And I looked, it was 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, man, I went to bed after 10 last night. Somebody wrote a comment and said, why are you going to bed early? You either have a guy or a girlfriend coming over there. I'm like, really? A guy? No. And if I had a girlfriend, I as honest as I am, I think I'd be putting that on here. You think? No, I go to bed. When I go to bed, it was 10 o'clock last night. I ain't 20 years old no more. I don't stay up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning like the good old days. Wish we could turn back time. Bring back the good old days. That was a good song. That was a good song. The video with the kids on the big adult big wheels. I want one of those. Hey, Jem, that's cool. I like that. Miss Clem, how are you? You don't need to apologize. I'm trying to get you to calm down. Sometimes we can get ourselves worked up, all by ourselves. Turn up the music, turn down the lights. Sometimes music helps. What do you do, Clem? I'm all right. I mowed my yard today. That's a big deal. I don't have a normal city lot. I got a big yard. Oh, Clem, if only you were here, and I'm not being sexual, I would lay you down, and I'd start in the neck and across the back right in here, and I'd massage you like no tomorrow. What is all that, Mrs. T? All right, Mrs. T, you're flooding the room. I asked you, don't do that. You keep typing. Stop. Stop. That's too much. Nobody else can get a word in when you do that. And it doesn't bother me that Clem flirts. I flirted back. You never know. God could send me a woman through this channel. I'm open. Yeah, I suppose I should cook my grub. I have this wild thing in my brain. Same old, Miss T. Mac and cheese. Thank you, Morgan. I like music. I like getting my house clean and getting things done. I like saving. I like doing puzzles. I like doing my channel. Hey, Clem, did you hear me? I said if you were here, I'd give you a good old back massage and make you feel like $1 million. No lie. Vanessa, I'm a guy, so I'm lazy. I'm not lazy, but I'm lazy when it comes to cooking. It's easy because all you got to do is I want something that fills me, and that's what I do. And when you boil the noodles, now if I can get the screen thing off, Jan, hey Clem, I would boil the noodles, throw in a can of tuna, can of the peas and carrots. Sometimes, in fact, tonight, I'm going to have the extravaganza. I'm going to put in my favorite, America's favorite rice, Mahatma, jasmine rice. Just call me the starchies. I think of Archie's. I'm the starchies because I eat all that starch. I like potatoes, mac and cheese, and rice. And a lot of people say, Mike, starch isn't good for you. For me, it is. You guys see my slenderness, okay? I'm 60. 154, 152 pounds. And my metabolism is incredible. I was on the Queen Mary, the ship, in Long Beach, and they said how much fuel it takes to move that 1,000-foot ship 3 feet. It was phenomenal. I'm the same way. I can go out and I can go full bore, full power at my job. I went out. I'm going to show you something. Let's see if I can. Do we have any pictures in the archives here? We don't. Dooba-dabba, dooba-dabba, scoobity-doo, ding. Where is the front porch? Oh, there it is. So this is the front porch. This is what it looked like when I bought the house. You might think, well, that looks nice. That ceiling fan was all busted. That's the kitchen window, right where I'm standing over here. And, all right, if we can, let's try this again. This is the inside of the kitchen window. So, I think about 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning on spring break, you saw the lattice. And there was 5 lattice sliding glass door panels. Did not move. They were the windows. There was 2 here. I spent the day and I tore out the whole wall. I took the sliding glass door panels and they were so big and nobody wants them. I laid it down on the cement and I took my sledgehammer and shattered the glass and it went pfft. That way I could sweep it up, throw it in the trash. Took the aluminum frames, took them apart, took them to the scrapyard. I pulled this whole wall out, all the studs, reframed it, put tar paper on the outside, sided it, put it in the window, painted it, picked up all the crap that was in the front yard, put it in the bed of my truck and for the burn barrel, and did all that. And Tina was my friend. She hadn't moved in here yet, and she kept texting. When I get on something, my phone is not on me. It's charging or it's in the house. She goes, I'm getting worried about you. And when I got all done, I said, I'm sorry. And I sent her pictures. She goes, you did all that. And it was amazing. And I worked my butt off. So that being said, the energy, most people, they'll stop and break. I want to finish something. Even if I was married. Now, if I was married, my wife said, honey, I fixed you lunch. Please stop. I'm going to stop. I would never disrespect my wife. She fixing me food, I'm going to stop and eat. But if she doesn't do that, I say, honey, I'll get back with you when I'm done with this. And I go and I consume energy. So the starches, I don't get the diabetes. I am burning that as straight fuel. Because of the way my body runs, I burn it. Elizabeth, that's funny. Clem, I'm sorry your back hurts. That's no good. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? A small accomplishment is still in it. Absolutely. I woke up this morning and cleaned the bathroom real quick. What kind of a church do you go to? Is your name Suze or Susie? You didn't offend me. As the host of the channel, I have to make sure that everybody can get heard. And I just wanted you to make more of a complete sentence instead of bam, bam. I got a friend who does that. I got a friend in Ohio, and he will literally send a 2-word text, and my phone's going beep, beep, beep. I said, man, stop that. I said, write a paragraph. He's bad about that, but I got him trained. I got him trained. I hate that. I'm not into texting anyway. I think it's a bunch of foolishness, but that's what everybody does. I have the gift of speaking. I do not have the gift of manipulating a tiny phone QWERTY keyboard. I do not. My fingers are too big for those itty bitty letters, so I use voice speak, and voice speak, what does it do? It says everything I didn't say. So stupid. I hate that. You getting a storm, huh, Mr. Hinkle? We had some thunder out there when I started the video, but it's moving all around me, but it's not hitting me. I was really hoping for an evening cool down rain. Two people that I miss in this world. Paul Harvey and Bob Ross. Oh, and Bill Pierce. Absolutely miss Bill Pierce and his wonderful Christian program, Night Sounds, out of Chicago. That got my attention on a snowy night in Duluth, and I was like, wow. That music that started off this program is beautiful. Debussy is one of my favorite classical composers. Bob Ross. You know, Clem, it was my dreamland years ago. My cousin lived up there. It's ungodly expensive. You cannot afford a house up there. And if you want an apartment, you got to share it with other people. No way. I asked myself, if I was rich and money was no object, where would I go? It wouldn't be to winter. I'd go to the South Pacific on one of the islands, not Hawaii. Bob Ross was awesome. You know, I look at a guy like Bob Ross, he was calm. I used to laugh when he'd shake that paintbrush at the bottom of that Easel. He used to crack me up. And he'd just sit there. And he's a happy little tree. That's so cool. He was a Christian, by the way. Mrs. T, I'm sorry. Whatever you're going through, I'm sorry. You have anybody around you down there? What state are you in? Oh, you're in Colorado. Is there anybody down there to look out for you? Yeah, that's rough. Colette asked me today, "Do you have anybody?" I said, "No, I've got Tina, but she's an hour away." I told her, if you don't get a text from me in a day, you better check on me. Mrs. T, some women have a hard time at the loss of their husband. I knew a woman in Minnesota, Jean. Her husband had died many years, and she was still struggling with it. He died in the shower, or the tub. She didn't know it. She heard the water running, or no, the shower. She heard the water running, and she's like, why has my husband not come out of there? She went in there, and he was dead in the shower. That's no fun. The bad thing is he never taught her how to do anything. And if I have a wife, I'm always going to make her savvy. If something happens to me, this is what you need to do. But that was old school. The women believed the husband did everything and he didn't prepare her. Hi, Weiss. Weiss, are you a bot? Because you said that yesterday and I didn't get an answer what that was. Thomas, I'm all right. Hey, Mrs. T, Thomas is in here. Now you can talk to him. Thomas, I'm doing all right. Got my yard mowed. Got a few piddly things done today. That's well said, Beth. Well said. And people try to say you need to forget the past. Now the Apostle Paul says, I strain forward, forgetting what is behind. You cannot tell somebody to forget. Hi, Lisa. Forget is not easy. Scar tissue dies hard. What we can do is take it to Christ and ask Him to help us to deal with whatever the crap is. Clem, I didn't see your answer. You did. Is your name Suze or Susie? Another beautiful day in Seattle. I tell you what, when I was in Seattle, that's a beautiful city. I like Seattle. What I don't like is they got a huge, and so does Portland, I'm going to say it, of white, troubled young people that rebel everything. No thanks. They're very activistic cities and too liberal for me. Seattle's the most unchurched city. When I was there, it was not easy to find churches. I went to a Calvary chapel when I was there, and that seemed to be pretty good. Pond is cool, man. She's been a friend of mine for a while. I never thought, when I moved out here, there were times that I don't get into a funk, but I did out here when we had that COVID and they shut down everything. I was like, you know what? I had sometimes a weekend, or I'd have a break from school and I wouldn't do anything. I just drown on the internet. But then I'd get this gumption and I'd go at something hardcore. I tell you, that COVID, all the stuff that went on when I moved, it was debilitating. I just said, God, help me to get a fire under my butt, and He did. Wow, Lisa, that's awesome. Yes. Oh, you're Elizabeth. No, I thought you said I'm Elizabeth. It says ah. Ah. 7-7. 7-7. Titanic 7-7. I have an Indiana Jones in me. I know it's a gravesite, but I've got this visions of grandeur in my head for some time. I know I can't do it. I don't have the money. It wouldn't be, society wouldn't tolerate it, but I just have this, wouldn't it be cool if I had the resources to raise the entire bow section of the Titanic off the ocean floor, bring it up, put on the deck of a massive ship, have a giant warehouse built, bring it in, and find a way to preserve all that, get all the salt out of there, and make it a museum. Wow, talk about an undertaking. That's right, Elizabeth, well said. It is, Vanessa, because the metal, when the Titanic hit, it came down and it hit, and the bow literally went. Because when the bow hit, it stubbed itself. And then when the rest of the ship from the bridge back, it went. And the brake, the decks just went bam, bam, bam. If you tried to lift that, things are going to break. It's going to break. Yeah, the rusticles are terrible. Yeah, Clem, that whole thing was silly. I actually liked the movie, but I did not like the Jack and Rose part. I was only interested in the ship. That's it. But this is the sad thing. That movie sold because of the love story. Nobody would have watched that. Nobody would have watched Titanic if that love story wasn't in there. What have you done? Pay, what are you talking about? Are you a bot or a live person? Thank you, Elizabeth. In my way, I tried to say the same. You know, just like that song, and I can't stand John Cougar. Oh yeah, life goes on long after the thrill of living is gone. Sometimes you gotta pick up one day at a time. Do something today. Clean a room. Clean the bathroom. Go through your dresser and get rid of crap you don't wear or use. Do something that makes you feel good about yourself. And baby step yourself back up to health. But Mrs. T, if you keep focusing on the hardness of it, that's what devil wants. You got to find a way. The ship sank. You're survived. What to do now? I am a boot. I am a boot. I'm a boot. Does that mean you're going to go boom and kick somebody out? Wow, really? Lisa, that's cool. I want one of the anchors off the bow. I'd put it right in my front yard. No one's going to steal it. And no one. Those anchors are incredibly heavy. The propellers on the stern, there's 3. I forgot the weight, but they're ridiculous. No one is going to steal them. What is fascinating to me is modern trucks cannot haul the stuff that was in the engine room of the Titanic. You put one of those boilers or one of those engines on a flatbed semi, the tires would go blam! And the weight, it would just destroy the trailer. It's amazing how heavy everything was back then. Oh, Lisa, you need to send me a message. So I didn't know you had a channel. My personality is like an anchor. Thank you, Joshua. Hi, Tina Jones. I did. I got mowing done. I went to the flea market. Not everybody I know was there today. It is, but I think this could easily double up as medieval. And I got some black lipstick, which I love that. I got that today at the Black Hair Supply store. I'm probably the only white guy that went in there ever to buy. The Asian ladies were so friendly to me. Can I help you? And they were very nice. And some of the locals have complained. They're very, I'm going to be honest. The locals are very racist against Asians. And they say things like, well, yeah, they follow us around in the store and they got everything. I said, you know why? I said, because of theft. And you guys don't want to admit it, but the Walmart I go to, you tell me who's doing the stealing. Tell me who's in there taking the stuff. It ain't me. It's y'all. So stop jumping on everybody. You're lucky they even put a store in your neighborhood. You're lucky. Voila. Lisa, oh, I had a lot to say about that on Facebook, going out of Facebook. And I started off saying, let's go down in a pop can with a PlayStation control stick and pay $250,000. Great idea. Robert Ballard went down in Alvin. He was with the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute, Massachusetts. I'm going to stick with the guys that know what they're doing in real submarines. I never would have gone down in that crazy thing. They said it was made out of a fiber composite. I'm like, The Trieste, which is no longer around, I don't believe it's still around, went to the bottom of Marianas Trench in the 60s, 70s. And that is a steel ball, a sphere with walls that thick and portholes thick. And the outer portal cracked when they were descending to Marianas Trench. The inner one did not. You cannot go down in today's composite stuff. Just because they can make a bicycle out of titanium and make it lighter doesn't mean you can do that with a submarine. Yeah, he didn't let you, Lisa. You would have died. What is paranoxal episodic anxiety? I've never heard of that. There's so many different things out there that I'm unfamiliar with. Chance Cottle, are you still in the room? The carbon fiber, yeah, at Tennessee, no way. People want to make everything new. I'm going to tell you something. When it comes to going to the bottom of the ocean, give me old school. Grimstad, have you been in a sub? My fingers move too quick before my brain approves of it. And that's how wars start? Yes, dispatch my communique immediately to the Prime Minister. Are you sure? Yes, I'm very angry. That's going to cause a problem. It's very, very, very interesting. Our modern world fails to realize you do not play with the depths of the ocean. Titanic sits at 12,500 feet. The Bismarck, the German legendary battleship of battleships of all time, is even deeper than that. Those are not fit for humans. And when you go down there, anything can go wrong. Anything. Going down in a pop can with a PlayStation controller was about as dumb as you could get. Tina, what is going on? Hi, Catsby. Hi, Ida. Ida! Oh my gosh, how are you? Welcome back. Yeah, y'all see what they've done to Everest? That's disgusting. Trash, tents, dead bodies everywhere. Oh, that's lovely. And all these people want to go up there to make the summit and walking past frozen stiffs. And there's North Face trash everywhere. I tell you what, humanity sucks. I'll never go for that. Never, never, never. Everest is beautiful. It needs to be treated with respect. And the tourists who go up there are a bunch of damn pigs. Pigs. But Nepal and Tibet and whoever gives them the licenses to go up there is partly to blame, because they're not doing anything about it because they get a lot of money for that. A lot of money is wasted just to make the summit. It's that isn't a trip to Disneyland. That's, somebody could help me. Anybody know what it costs to go to Everest? The expedition just for a person, what is it, 100 grand or something? Just to buy all the stuff you need and to get there and all the requirement. I don't even know what it is, but it's ridiculous. I have no desire to go to the top of Everest. Oxygen tanks, 110K. Yeah, I figured it was around 100. Thank you, Clem. And I touched an oxygen tank and it was scraped up bad. They had one in an outdoor sporting goods store down at the 16th Street Mall in Denver, and I actually touched it. I was married. I told my wife, I have to touch that. I have to touch something that literally was laying on Everest, and wow. That's as close as I'm ever going to get to that mountain. I would be happy to go to Lhasa in Tibet and see Everest loom in the background. That'd be enough for me. And I would do a video short, and I'd show me looking at Everest, and I would go, mountain, you are worthy. I'm not even going to try it. There are some things we just need to stop doing. It's all ego. It's all megalomaniac. And I've read about a lot of the guys back in the day. The early guys were doing it. Not Sir Edmund Hillary, but the guys after that. The Americans, cocky, arrogant, thought they were invincible. I'm like, you know what? You slip on that mountain, when you fall, you don't stop. Anybody ever see Into Thin Air? Crazy bunch of stuff, man. I have an interest in that mountain. I have no desire to climb it. I believe I have the energy and the stamina. Would I need an oxygen tank? I don't know. I breathe pretty good at 15,000 feet. I climbed Mount Bierstadt in Colorado, and I wasn't even winded. I'd billy goated right up the thing, past everybody on the trail, and there were hundreds of people. Past them all. I had a cut-off sweatshirt on, my 3-pound chain around my neck, and a small camel green Duluth pack. And I heard, just as I'm passing, man, that guy moves. Did you see that chain around his neck? And they're all wearing North Face, Land's End, Eddie Bauer. Like, oh, isn't that cute? And the fanny packs. And the doggies with the little sweaters. And I'm like, this is so gay. I am so glad I'm Indiana Jones. I'm out of here. I am. I'm guilty. I love the outdoors, but I don't want to be around all them clowns. North Face. I would love to experience a Native American sauna teepee. I heard that is intense. They're all sitting there with a loincloth and it gets hotter than piss in there. And you really sweat it out. Hey, Evita, how are you? What's the question, Evita? Ida, it's good to see you. Ida's been going through a lot, people. And I had offered her up for prayer. Yes, Ida, it definitely is. Mrs. T, are you still in there? Yeah, Ida, you're good people. I didn't mean to get on my soapbox. I love the outdoors. I grew up in the Sierra Nevadas. I grew up looking at black and white coffee table books of photographs by Ansel Adams of Yosemite, the Redwoods, the John Muir Trail. I had an appreciation for that stuff as a kid. Yeah, they had an REI in Denver. I couldn't believe how much that crap in there cost. And it's crap. Absolutely, Clem. You know, these people got their little electronic compasses and their little step meters. Man, this is me. I'm a steam engine. I don't need all that electronic stuff. Watch me blast past you all just on a normal gait up the mountain. Vita, absolutely. It would be better if it's on a weekend only because of my schedule. And if it, you know, or Friday. Friday would be awesome. I hope she would do a live with me right here. That would be awesome. But if she can't, I understand. Avita, absolutely. Hi, Tina. Tina, you're like a church mouse. You're just quiet back there. Are you doing okay, Tina? Hey, follower, I'm doing good. Wow, Elizabeth, you just made a dig. You think I can't cook other stuff? But I will take her out. I don't have a problem with that. I do bachelor goulash, man. It's easy. If there's a woman in my life and she has any domesticated skills of cooking, voila. But I do what's easy for me. Well, thank you, Tina. I appreciate that. Elizabeth just blasted me. Blasted. Elizabeth, this is good stuff. And I forgot to put the rice in it. Come on now. I learned an important lesson. when I lived in Mammoth and I was in middle school, my buddies and I would have open campus at the high school. We didn't have middle school back then. Mammoth High School was 7 through 12. And we had open campus. So we'd walk down to the liquor store and get our candy bars and stuff. And I was a pig. We cut through this empty lot behind Sierra Manor, which was not Sierra Manor, I can't remember what it was called. But they were like condos. And sagebrush and trees, and I'd throw my wrappers on the ground. And my friends were like, man, you're such a pig. And I wasn't the only one, other kids did it too. Well, that summer, I got a job working for one of the homeowner or the condominium associations. And guess where they sent me? Right to the lot behind the condominium project, and it said, yeah, can you guys go over there and we're going to pay you to clean up all that trash. They paid me to clean up the trash that me and my buddies all left. They didn't know we did it. And I'm just like, the irony of this is unbelievable. I was the pig and I'm getting paid to pick it up. And I was like, you know what? Picking up all that trash kept us busy. How far am I from Chattanooga? That I don't know. I'd have to look at my atlas or online when I'm not live. Augusta is on the, it's semi-north, but it's on the border of Augusta. It's on the border of Georgia and South Carolina. We're 130 miles from Savannah off I-20 to the east, and we're 130 miles from Atlanta to the west on I-20. Maria. But I learned something. And another time I learned is when I went to summer camp for a month in the Mount Shasta Wilderness in California. We did a hike way up into the Shasta Wilderness somewhere with our camp leader and counselor boys. And I remember I had a JanSport backpack with the metal aluminum frame. Oh my gosh, did that hurt. And we had our tents. It was beautiful. I woke up in the morning. So I wake up early and pulled my clothes on, and I went down to the small mountain lake. And there's Carl sitting in the lake with his bar of soap. This is a very small mountain lake. And he's in there washing himself, and there's suds literally everywhere. And I'm like, I went back to camp. Some other kids got up. I said, come here and look at this. I was a bit of an instigator. I said, come here and look at this. They said, what? I said, check out what Carl's doing. That lake was clear, crystal clear water. You could see the bottom. And they had these flat, lots of flat stones. And the day before, we were grabbing big, thin stones. And if we'd get those things skipping 15 or more times, we were having a ball with that. My camp buddies, we come around and oh my gosh. I said, look, he made a mess. I said, wait till our camp leader gets up. He is going to be pissed. Oh, yeah! Carl was the poop list for the entire rest of the trip. And he said, I want to teach y'all kids about ecosystems. That is an example of how one man can pollute an entire. He said those suds will eventually disappear, but it's going to take time. This is a very tiny lake at the top of the mountain. We're all just like looking at Carl. Nice job, Carl! Grimsta, are you a bot? What are you? You said sub once, now you said sub twice. What is that? I think Grimsta's a bot. You got 30 seconds to answer. I'm putting you on hide. Because that Grimsta has a connection with something, and I'm not liking it. But that taught me something. That was pre-middle school. We do leave an impact. Camping in the Maine. Hey, Quiet, how are you? Tina, it's 5:30 p.m. What is Molokai? I'm a boot. Thank you. Grimsta's out the door. Bye. Shabing. I think of when I was a kid. Los Angeles. LA started tearing down all the old houses from the 20s, 30s, 40s. Beautiful woodwork, brickwork. There was nothing wrong with the houses. LA wanted to modernize. And we got the Brady Bunch house. Probably the ugliest house and the ugliest architecture in the history of my life was the 60s and the 70s. And sadly, the Brady Bunch house was so dated then, but it looks better today than these new homes are making. It's got that 70s feel to it, and that open staircase and stuff. Boy, everybody's typing is going out the window tonight. I had mac and cheese, Annie's pasta, no wheat, rice flour, Mahatma jasmine rice packet, peas and carrots, and tuna fish. Where is that, Lisa? Oh, it's Hawaii. I thought it was Hawaii when you said Molokai. I've become friends with a couple from the Fiji Islands at the flea market. Very nice people. She was sitting in the back deck of the minivan with the back hatch open. And they were selling their things. And she didn't feel well. Her husband said, yeah, she take the dry coconut out of the coconut, shred it, and mixes it with spices. And she sit there and eat, and then her belly hurt. His wife looked at me and she goes, yeah, Mike, I like. And she goes, she said, now my tummy hurt. They said, Michael, you should go to Fiji. You find yourself wife. They would like you. Yeah, I like it. It's filling, and I got 4 food groups in it. 4. Dairy, grains, meat, protein, vegetables. Hey, Avita, are you guys having a show down here? Yes, see? I just think in my way. I like that already. Something weird is going on. Keeps getting dark. No, it ain't gonna do diddly squat. Not with that sky. We're in a circle. That is really weird. It's right over my house. Surrounded by gray. Love the birds. Sometimes I get lucky and a beautiful red cardinal comes into the yard and they're so pretty. I mowed today, can you tell? That's me walking behind a push mower, and I do not have self-driven. I hate those. They're clunky. They don't go fast enough. I can push faster than a self-propelled one goes. Waste of money. Thank you, Ida. Hey, Mantis. You're so funny. You keep saying I'm a boot. The Cardinals, they're beautiful. The red on them is so pretty. I like Blue Jays out west, but boy, are they irritating to listen to. They squawk. Crows drive me nuts. Magpies are irritating. Starlings are a pain in the butt. Chickadees, sparrows, pigeons. I like that. Really, Maria, I never saw them out west growing up. Colorado had robins. magpies, sparrows, chickadees, hawks, eagles, and those chicken hawks ain't no joke. I was driving my school bus to go on afternoon routes one day. Denver has a lot of dips because of poor drainage. And I had to slow down because I had one of the flat front end buses where the engine's right underneath my seat. And you had to hit it slow or you'd scrape the step well. Go, so I'd slow way down so I wouldn't grind it. As I'm slowing down, I'm like, what is that? And a hawk's got a pigeon. And you can see him going like this and feathers are flying. Well, the hawk sees the bus, lets go the pigeon and leaves. And the pigeon flies off and I looked and I said, pigeon, I just saved your butt today. That was awesome. Hummingbirds are awesome. Cheeseburgers, yes. So Maria, so it's the male cardinals that are red. I didn't know that. The football field looks great. It's too bad I couldn't have canned football noise. You hear the crowd. Lisa, you can have them. You know what we got down here that's ugly? Buzzards. They are ugly. They got this ugly head, ugly face, and you always see them in the road eating dead. And we always look for them. When I used to work at transportation, we'd see them circling over the swamp. Mike, what are those birds doing? I said, they see something dead down there? How you know? I said, well, they're all going like this. They're doing the carousel. They're doing the drive-by. They're going, is it dead or is it alive? I don't know. Maybe we need to take a look. They do, but I call crows dumpster birds. Yeah, but an eagle's so stately. Do you know they got enough power in their talons to crush a human wrist? True story. God is witness. I was driving up Highway 53 from Duluth. I had an 81 Chevy pickup, gray, full size. And I was cruising at 65 miles an hour. And an eagle came towards me. The width of my truck, I saw it, literally half, my windshield's this high, whatever. And I see it, I'm like, yikes! I hit the brakes. I'm thinking this thing's gonna hit the windshield. But that eagle knew exactly what he was doing. He flew over the hood and literally up. It scared the, I had to pull the seat out of my butt. But the wingspan was the width of that Chevy truck. I'm like, wow, I've seen them in the air. I had no idea how big they are. Dr. Mattis. Yeah, well, in Duluth, they're not loved either because they go down to Canal Park and people try to eat outside and they come and steal fries and they're pests. Really? I know, you're right. I was in Hibbing, Minnesota, and I wish I had a camera. I didn't even own a cell phone yet. The year was 2008. It was winter. And I had a route that went 30 miles out in the country, which was all woods. And I dropped off 2 sisters. Very well-raised girls, very pretty. Always said, "You have a good day." They were very nice. They had a beautiful log home. And I dropped them off at the end of the route, pulled out of there. And there was a dead deer on the side of the road. I think it was Highway 7. Yeah, I'm going 55. The sun was, it was winter. It was 25 below. It's evening. The sun's going down. The air's becoming twilight. And I knew where the deer was. When they get hit, it was a couple feet off the side of the blacktop on the shoulder. And as I approached, I'm like, what is going on? And I saw this ring around it, out about 10 feet. And I see something on the deer. I got closer, I slowed down, and there were crows, all in rank, in a circle all the way around the deer. And an eagle the deer was on its side, and it was on the shoulder of the deer. And the eagle was just sitting there on the deer, all serene, looking at the crows. I thought, oh my gosh, talk about alpha. And that eagle's looking at them crows going, "Mine? I dare you. Come over here." I wish I had a camera. No lie. No lie. I mean, that's why I like driving a bus. I would see things that nobody else would see. People have gone home. The kids have gone home. There's no more traffic. People have left work. It's a 18,000 people town. 5 o'clock, the town rolls up. And I'm like, other than the bars, and I'm like, what an awesome thing to behold. Sometimes nature just shows up on you. Go. Anybody remember the TV show Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom? I'm dating myself. Mutual of Omaha was an insurance company, and they hosted a show, Wild Kingdom, all about animals. It was awesome. Chad has gone to the birds. Good one, Ida. Wow, they ran after you. Skunks are so cute, but I used to love that cartoon, Pepe Le Pew. Yeah, Ida. That was good stuff. Stinkers. Two animals that got the best defense systems in America, the porcupine and the skunk. They don't have to worry about nobody messing with them. Well, dogs are kind of stupid. A skunk would get into the dog yard when I lived in Prescott. And we had 3 dogs back there, and they would tear it up. They see the skunk. They go after it. Of course, it sprays them all in the face. The dogs get mad and start tearing it up, shred it. And tomato juice is a damn lie. And I wouldn't touch the dog for a month. I'd throw the food and the water over the fence. I said, no, Nikki, I'm not petting you, you stink. Man, I remember how dumb I was. I'd sit on the outdoor, it was a, brick and mortar outdoor barbecue. They built those back in the day. And I'd sit up on it. Nikki was a Queensland Heeler. And Nikki was a spaz of a dog. Had that nubby tail on the back. That dog would get all excited to see me, and the whole butt end is shaking like this. That dog would jump up on the grill or up on the barbecue thing and lick my face. It wasn't until I got older that it dawned on me, do you know how disgusting that is? Their mouth is a petri dish. Hi, Sif, how are you? And welcome back. They've got a motel in Denver called the White Swan. What an elegant name. Those things were built in the 60s, before the interstate was run through Colorado with I-70 and I-25 and I-76. Colfax was the highway that took you up to the Rocky Mountains. It went from Bennett out on the Eastern Plains, through Aurora, through Denver, Lakewood, Golden, Colorado, and it would go up into the Rockies. It was the gateway to the Rockies. So they had all these motels, Travelodge and the Bugs Bunny Motel, and they were given names that would be attractive to the kids and families. Now, the neon light, I'd go by the Bugs Bunny Motel on my way to Denver schools every day, and the neon light is burned out and it says Big Bunny. And we were laughing. All those motels now are habitations of prostitutes, homeless, drug addicts. And they passed a law down there. If we get so many cop cars and complaints, we're going to shut the business down. The city would revoke your right to, and they'll bulldoze it. And they started doing it. But they still have the Big Bunny and they have the White Swan Motel. Oh my gosh. These were nice places when I was a kid, and now they're just dives, flea-infested mattresses, and God knows what's in there. The red light district, yes. Colfax is terrible. Write this down, ladies and guys. It's a YouTube video. I believe it's called Colfax, Most Wicked Street in America. Watch it. It is the damn truth. I worked at a church called Church in the City. It was an old Safeway store right on Colfax. Colfax is fascinating because it starts in Bennett, which is an Eastern Plains town. It's highway. Cruises across prairie into Aurora, through Denver. And Aurora has the old downtown theater, has all that. You get into Denver, it goes through Mansion neighborhood. It is a street that cuts through every ethnicity, every socioeconomic. It is an amazing fact that that street is diversity. And it ends in Golden, which is where Adolf Coors Beer Factory is. Man, that sounds good, Yaima. Mr. Russell, how are you? Amsterdam City is the red light district. Absolutely, Co. Roxanne, you're in a red light. Molly. Molly, we have a product at work. Some parts I'll take the shop because they got a little rust. I'll take them. They'll either put them in the solution that takes the rust, or they'll use the wire wheel and clean it off. Then they'll spray it with a spray in a can called Dry Molly, and it keeps it from rusting when I pack it up and it ships. That if humidity gets on it, it will not rust. Jim Russell, what happened? Hey, Paul, how are you and welcome. Did you fish today? I wish Tans was here. Did Clem leave? Or is she still in here? Avita, are you still here? Oh, you know, one of the ladies at the flea market, she's a redhead like me. I saw her, she always gives me a hug. I said, you okay? She goes, Mike, I'm so tired. And she had on a, I don't know what kind of a shirt you call it, pretty revealing. But she was lobster red all back here. I said, you know better than that, right? We're redheads. Well, I was trying to get the bumper on my car, and it was hot, so I had my skimpy shirt on. I said, you can't do that here. Even when I mow my yard, I put on a t-shirt. I ain't gonna go out in my little booby shirt. Paul, I heard something on the news. They're attributing deaths to the heat wave over there. I believe they mentioned Holland, the UK. You know what? And I've been eating and I'm not done, but I'm going to go to the bathroom and I'll be back. So enjoy chatting. I'm back. I thank God for the privilege of going to the toilet. That is so awesome. So awesome. Constipation is rarely a part of my dilemmas. Thank you, God. And I'm glad you're back. Hey, Scott, how are you? Fire extinguisher. Welcome from BC, one of the beautiful parts of Canada. The Rocky Mountains continue their way north into BC. You guys have wolverines and grizzlies up there. I was talking to somebody the other day in chat from the UP in Michigan. I asked him, are there any wolverines? He said, the last one known to be in captivity died not too long ago. So there's no wolverines up there. Yeah, Scott, I believe that. It's rugged, it's beautiful. Now, let me get this straight. You got BC, Calgary and Edmonton are in what province again? Is that Saskatchewan? Pamela, how are you? Pamela, welcome. I was just telling everybody that you needed prayer. I said you don't see her in here and you showed up. Alberta, thank you. Thank you, guys. I forgot. So it's BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, or is it Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and then Ontario. BC, Edmonton, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, and in the Maritimes. See, I got to get my stuff straight. I forgot about Edmonton. Well, see, there's the Maritimes. Brunswick, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia. Is Newfoundland part of the Maritimes? Scott. Yeah, Dr. Mansis, that blows me away. You're in Ontario on an island in Lake Huron. Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, and Labrador. So Brunswick is not part of the Maritimes? Nunavut. Now, wasn't that part of the Northwest Territories, or that's a recently created thing? I knew a woman, Yukon. I had a buddy in Facebook. She disappeared on me. A true Eskimo from Nunavut, and she was living in Calgary. I think of places like Moose Jaw. Oh, that's cool, European. Ah, you cheated, Ida. You cheated. Now, what are the chances of Jim and Evita both at the same time? He says, I'll have a bacon and ham cheeseburger with spicy barbecue sauce and crinkle cut fries. And Evita says, cilantro, lemon juice, red onion, pepper, really flavorful. I'm like, the timing of that couldn't have been any more perfect. Everybody's getting hungry. You didn't look at the map? Hey, you know your geography well. Some I know well, some I don't. Canada is one of those that I have a rough idea. If you really want to test your skill set, name all the countries in Africa. Mauritania, Libya, Morocco. No, Morocco's bottom of Spain. Egypt. Ghana, Zambia, Kenya, Sudan, Uganda, Johannesburg, Nigeria, Lisa. Yes, Pamela's had her struggles, girls, so pray for her, please. Sierra Leone. Do y'all know the Seychelles are part of Africa? The Seychelles Islands are beautiful. But I don't want to bother them. Madagascar. Yes, I forgot about that one. All right, no looking on Google. I'm going to ask a question, men or women. These islands are under the authority of India. No one is allowed to visit the islands. What is the name of the islands? Quick, go, no cheating. No man or woman is allowed to approach or go on those islands. Not Sri Lanka. Not Sri Lanka. If anybody cheats, I'm going to be bothered. North Sentinel, right on. Sentinel Islands, yes. Fiercely savage people. Anybody goes there, they will be killed. Trash Island. What's Trash Island? You win an all-expense paid trip to Trash Island. Oh, great. Yeah, I'm going to tell you though, dogs eat dead things, dogs eat poop, dogs eat roadkill, drink out of the toilet. I would beg to differ. I don't know any humans eating poop or drinking out of the toilet or licking off the ground or licking their butt. At the island of misfit toys. Oh, Lisa, yes, I've heard about those. All the plastic crap. Oh, that feels so good. I want to thank God that whoever invented air conditioner had a brain. Trailer Park Island. That'd be funny. Go to this exotic island and there's single wide mobile homes. And Tammy comes out. Welcome, everybody. You need any food, you can come and eat with me. No bra, strap falling off the side, cigarette half bent hanging out of her mouth, bunch of teeth missing, but she's got all the hospitality in the world. Lemurs, Lemur Poo coffee, the most expensive. The secret, hi Catherine, the secret island of India. I did not even know they were under the auspices of India until recently. Oof, duh. Snoop Dogg Island. I ain't going to no Snoop Island. So where is Epstein Island located? That whole island needs to be cleaned and bleached. Cigarette cough. But I heard about the lemur poop, Ida. Is that true? Lisa, I want to go to an island. I want to go to Tahiti. Places like Bora Bora, Pongo, Pongo Pongo, Micronesia. Long time ago, I wanted to sail around the world. I wouldn't do it at all. Not alone. Really, Ida. Hi, Colette. Manitulini. Colette, thank you for that fact. I appreciate that. Yes, you saw that movie, Lisa? And they set the Cadillac on fire. My friend Laretha in Denver, we were on our break between bus routes. Mike, watch this movie with me on my laptop. I said, what is it? She goes, it's called Tammy, it's cool. I sat down and I started watching. I'm like, this is so ghetto. This is so stupid. But then I got hooked on the stupid movie. Can you imagine if I was, oh wow. Plane crashes and I'm stuck on an island with a young version of Marianne and Ginger. Just me and those two. And we don't get help. Then it dawns on us that we're stuck here forever. To be fair, then I would have to have two wives. Encyclopedia Colette to the rescue. What are the odds of that, Maria? Nobody has answered this question about Gilligan's Island. Colette, that's awesome. I didn't know you were there. Very steep mountains on Tahiti. Tell me how that transistor radio always worked. They did not have rechargeable batteries back then. Really, Avita? Well, congratulations. Napoleon Dynamite. Maria, how come the transistor radio on Gilligan's Island always worked? They had no electric, so it's battery operated. How'd that battery last all the years they lived on the island? One wife and one referee. The radio was a wind-up. That's funny. Arcadia and Tarzana? I thought that was filmed before a live studio audience on a stage. Fillings in their teeth. I didn't see it, but that was Pitcairn Island, where the mutiny descendants are still there. And the anchor of the Bounty is still in the village. 9 volt. Hi, Marge. How are you? And welcome to chat. We talk about everything here. Colette, I'll be right back. Colette's gonna love this crap. Colette, I had to get black today. Kiss me, baby. Yeah, I only saw 1 or 2 episodes of Lost. It was pretty fascinating, but I heard it was very cryptic and nobody quite got it. The bamboo car had potato power. Molly, that's funny. No, I just thought I'd try black, and I like it. It's kind of stark, but it goes with the outfit. Wrong Way Feldman. Hi, Catherine. She's going, Thank you, Molly. I like it too. I can make it work. It is a mood. Kind of goth. I think it's better than the brilliant red. Of course, a crimson would be nice on me. This is black. It's black with the orange in it. Thank you, Ida. No, football doesn't usually start. Their training camps begin, I think, in August. Yes, Colette, my dress. That's so cute. Cleveland Browns. The dress that started it all. And do you notice we never see that other one in here that claimed she was going to buy it? She's never been back, or has not been back at all. Oh, Maria, that's a bummer. I know a lot of people, when they got COVID, they lost their sense of taste. I haven't followed football, generally speaking, but when that clown refused to Colin Kaepernick refused to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, I thought, oh boy, here we go. Now we're going to turn this into a racial circus. Yeah, Avita, it was one night, people were complaining about me wearing women's clothes, and I said, all right. I said, all of you people complaining, don't donate. So why don't you bid on it and I'll mail it to you. Then you can destroy it. One woman came and said she'd pay, what did I say she offered to pay? Colette? What did she offer me, $100? And I was going to be, all right. I said, get on Discord, give me your address and I'll send it to you. You send me the money first to Cash App and I'll box it up and send it to you. She totally reneged on it. She doesn't even come here anymore. She was kind of, there were some problems when she was in the chat. And I think it's better that she just left. What's that? $50, thank you. Considering I paid $2 for it at the flea market, I thought, heck, that's a nice little profit. Hi, Victoria. Victoria's laughing. Oh, yeah, always. Oh, boy. Russell, that's bad. Yes. That was a while ago. No, Colette, she was back here. Colette, you were on my chat in what, November? Because we were communicating. You had your incident in December. Hey, Ida, thanks for coming in. And thank you. And you, if I don't see you, have an awesome evening. Hurry back, Maria. Yeah, you might have been with me in November of last year, so you've been around for a while. I'm going to wash my dishes and head to my room so I can sit down. I stand a lot, and I need to learn to sit. There was a book written by a Chinese Christian man called Sit, Walk, Stand. Has anybody heard of that book? Watchman Nee was a Christian a long time ago in China. Was it China or Japan? China. Dreamweaver, da-da-da-da-da. Dreamweaver. I didn't find any finds at the flea market today. A lot of people weren't there today. There's two sisters. They work for very uptight Asian couple selling the phone accessories. The covers, the guard over your screen protector, the chargers, all that. They've been working for them for years, and the one sister's on a vacation with one of her other jobs, and the younger sister was there, and I said, "Hey, you doing all right?" She goes, "Yeah, I'm trying to get through the day without quitting." And they tell me the stories. The Asian woman and her husband are extremely uptight. And those girls make them an incredible amount of money. They're very people friendly. The Asians that run it are not friendly at all. They have very little customer service skills. And these two white gals do a really good job, and I always say hi to them. They're very good people. And it's so sad when you work for somebody who just doesn't appreciate you. Oh, you talking about Tans? She was in here last night. She suffers a lot of struggles and physical things. She cannot sleep very well, so she will grab sleep when she can. And yeah, Tans is a good heart. He has no idea how to use a cell phone, so this is very fun for him. Who's that, Pamela? Hey, Jim. That's good. Russell, we all get attacked by the devil, and it sucks. Just be strong in the power of his might. The devil, not the devil. The power of God's might. In heavenly armor we'll enter the land. The battle belongs to the Lord. I gotta take out the trash. You know, this Islam thing is no joke. If it ever gets to the point in the U.S. where they let these people flood over here, every one of us had better have firearms. And I'm sorry to say that, because those guys don't play. They're mean and they're nasty. Yeah, and I don't want to encourage violence, but you'd better be armed if they start getting a stronghold in the U.S. Because some of the more extremist ones, the only thing they're going to respond to is with hardware. It's the only way to shut them down if they come up and get on you with dangerous intentions. Starry, starry night. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yaim, you're so funny. What's up with the lemur poop? You know, it takes away the isolation, Tina. Conceal carry. Georgia's a stand your ground state and it's an open carry state. Anybody hear the doves? The pigeons? There it is. Don McLean was good stuff. They'll be singing, bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this will be the day that I die. This will be the day that I die. Yeah. It's sad that we have to talk about it, Avita. But when you got people openly making threats to me, Michael had to embrace the reality. One of the guys I work with actually sells and registers, and he sells guns. And he sells everything, AR-15s, AK-47s. Is it AR-15 or the AK? You can get a new one for $500. So that's surprisingly low to me. I thought, wow, that's lower than I thought it would be. I figure if you can't aim, just fire and move the barrel back and forth. You'll get them eventually. I don't want a little pistol. If I'm going to get a gun, I'm going to get one that can make a mess and be heard. Really, Vanessa. Yaim, you're funny. You're just now catching up on all that. You got lag. Yaim, what state are you in? European, I talked to him about sawed-offs and regulars. I want a sawed-off too. That'd be fun. Tried to get into the car, boy. I tell you what, them boys are bold, aren't they? I would never do something like that at all. In fact, if I have to approach a woman in her car for anything, I don't come right up to the door. I'll stand about 5 feet away from it. That way she knows by my body language I'm not a threat. The state of being behind. Lisa, you're funny. My Belgian Malinois and a Bible. That's what a black guy told me here. Michael, go get yourself a shotgun. He said, I'm telling you, I'm black. And if somebody break in your house and they hear that, they're going to go, oh shit. And they're going to leave real quick because they know you don't have to have accuracy to hit them. Elby, you're in Arkansas. You up in the Ozarks? That's awesome. Did he finally let go of the door? Where are you at? Are you off of Highway 65 by chance? I've been down 65 many, many times. I love the Ozarks. Before I moved here, I had somebody insisting from Denver. He kept saying, Arkansas. I said, what is this? Might go to Arkansas. I said, I'm going to Georgia. I-30, okay. Let me look at my atlas. It's been 2019 is when I last rolled through there. Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri is off 65. That's very pretty. I didn't know if there was Interstate 30 down there. Let me see this. Arkansas. The old-fashioned road atlas. Just an old-fashioned love song. Da 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 da. Where is 30? Oh, it comes out, it starts 30 out of Little Rock. Arkadelphia. Now that's a trip. Arkadelphia, they combined Philadelphia and Arkansas together. A Philly boy must have moved there. Where are you at, LB? If I get tired of Georgia, maybe I should look at Arkansas. I'm not going anywhere near Little Rock. I liked Hot Springs. Hot Springs was nice. Pretty congested town, very touristy in the summer. Hi, Hope. I've been all right. How are you? Ten miles south of Little Rock. Bryant? Alexander? Shannon Hills? Oh, look, they got a place there called Sweet Home. Sweet Home, Arkansas. Oh, wrong song. Benton, okay. Benton, I see it. Hot Springs. I stayed at the Arlington Hotel. I got a good rate. That was a beautiful hotel. Old World. Did you know that, what's that mafia guy ringleader name? The one that lived in Wisconsin. Why am I drawing a blank? So stupid. Yes, I ate at a little restaurant downtown. I believe I got catfish, red beans, and rice. Where are you at, Hopes? Yeah, tourists can be tough. Oh, Prince Edward Island. Hope, I think I had this discussion with you. I hate that they connected it with a bridge. When I heard that in the 90s or the 2000s, whenever they did it, I was like, no. I read Anne of Green Gables. That was a classic book. When I was in Duluth, I did a lot of reading because of the stormy and spring rains. The weekends come, it rains so hard and it's cold. You don't want to get soaked, so you just stay home. And I did tons of reading back in the day. And when they put that bridge and connected it, I thought, oh, that's going to ruin it. All them damn people in their vehicles trooping over there. Traffic, ridiculous. Al Capone, thank you. Al Capone stayed at the Arlington. Bill Clinton, I think Monroe did. There's quite a few celebs that stayed at the Arlington Hotel. I had a room that looked right down on the main street. Pretty nice place. Thank you for that, Avita. Did you see my black lipstick? I met two ladies. I was going I-40 and I stopped at a rest area. And it was a welcome center and there were two ladies in there. And they asked, where are you going? I said, I'm moving to Georgia. She asked what I do, school bus driver. She goes, oh, we need school bus drivers bad here. She was telling me they let kids drive the buses here. And there's been accidents and there's been problems. I said, wow. Arkansas's got some different little cultures up in there. Central Ave. LB, I went walking that night. I walked out of the hotel. There's an area where the hot springs are coming out of the ground in a pool. And then I took a trail right behind it and it went up and up and up. And I got up on top of a mountain and you could see everything for miles. It was very cool. Look, a clown has entered the room, everybody. Joined YouTube 8 years ago, 63 subscribers. Got a office geekster beard. And he comes in the room making a rude comment. Calling himself the Great Eight. Now, I think you're the 8-ball and you just went in the corner pocket, buddy. Shabing. Bye. That, folks, is what you do to trolls. Right there. you say your piece, and you slam dunk them. 8-ball, corner pocket, game over. He gone. He gone. That's right, Mr. Redford. He done got up and get and go. But he didn't leave. I was fixing to help him leave. They say fixing down here. But bye, troll. Hi, Palmer. Kick rocks. Dude, I'm 60 years old, and I guarantee you I look better than you, whatever age you're at. And when you're 60, get back to me. Actually, I'll be dead and gone by the time you get there. I won't even care. I won't even be on YouTube. Will my channel even still be there? It'd be a trip. 61. There was a gal I worked with the transportation. Her name was Nancy, and she'd always say, well, I'm fixing to go on my routes. I'll see you later. It's fixing to rain, Mike. You better be careful. That's right, Palmer. Our tolerance for BS is minutia. We lose our inhibition and we say it like it is. That's why I started calling my 11-year-old troll a foreskin. It's a good name for him. It's a useless flap of skin that pee gets trapped in and they throw it in the trash. Gamus, you have a good evening. You out of here? Hi, Shawnee. Or Shauna. Shauna. Yeah, mine's too, more and more. Yeah, and we don't need to. Everybody's grown now. All right, have fun, man. Don't count all your money until the dealing's done, man. Remember, you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. Know when to walk away, know when to run. You know, all that good stuff. Colette, where are you? I'm a boot. Mantis, I remember when I lived in Mammoth in the 80s, they came out with moon boots. Did those make it up into Canada? They were really light, foamy boots. And they were comfortable, but they were useless. They were good for short-term use. And I would wear them. And there was a kid at school, he'd always see me go, moon boots, and make fun of me. I said, shut up. He said, I'm not teasing you, man. He said, I just think it's funny, moon boots. Yes, they didn't last long. And they weren't good in ice. The ice would just tear them up. At the gap. Oh, you driving? You be careful, Colette. Ash, how are you? I haven't seen you for a minute. Moon boots never made it down here to the south, I guarantee it. No need. Raise your hand if you ever had volcano rocks or pop rocks. Me. Anybody ever had pop rocks? Avita! Don't go. Yes, the candy. Thanks for coming in, Avita. When are you thinking about coming this way? But is it expensive, Palmer? I didn't see that. I'm sorry. Molly had them. I heard that a kid put them in his mouth and then drank a pop and it asphyxiated him. Anybody remember hearing that story? Dr. Mantis wants a lullaby, ladies. They popped in your mouth. Early October. When the weather's cooler down here. It's the sound of silence. See, the nice thing about this dress is I can do two different ways with it. We can do this way. And I like that too. Hi, Daniel. Well, they were big in the 80s. You have a week off. Wow. I'm all right, Daniel. It's hot, but I'm good. I saw a shirt once, guys and gals. The front of the shirt said, "It used to be wine, women, and song." And on the back it says, "Now it's beer, the old lady, and the TV set." I'm like, wow, that's bad. Anybody ever seen that shirt? Yeah, I really don't look forward to replacing drywall and stuff if I have to spray somebody in the house. But I know how to do it. Really? Daniel, that's amazing. Upstate New York. Wow, Yimes. Haven't seen the shirt. Oh, we're in the mid-90s today. We're going to be hundreds next weekend. 4th of July. I think you're caught up now. Thank you, Ash. And I'm glad you're back. Look at that beautiful face. Ash, I missed it. This is not a shirt, Ash. Look, I'm dressed. I got black lipstick on today, and I'm dressed. I like this. I'm not ashamed of this. It could almost pass for Robin Hood or Friar Tuck or whatever. Gentlemen, we've been suffering long enough. Today's the day that that's going to end. Robin Hood, come here. See, I envy you ladies. I got this colorful underwear on underneath and no shorts, and it's like really freeing. I like that. I like not having denim gripping my butt cheeks and my legs. Just moving around in my house, I can feel the air go up and cool me all over. It's nice. just thought I'd share that with everybody. The chat froze on us. Why did the chat freeze? There we go. Oh my gosh, I was wondering where you were, Jillian. Did you have to work today? Yeah, Yimes, it's sad when we have to even talk about it. It is, Ash, but it's light enough I'm not burning up in it. You know, you are right, Palmer. And you look at China back in the day. The men wore silk. You were raving. Oh, did you go to the concert? Thank you, Jillian. You see my black lipstick? I like the black on me. In fact, I'm going to wear this more. I can't wear it at work. I get too much guff for that there. Wow, Ash. Summer's upon us. Summertime, when living is easy. Da 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 da, la da 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 da. One of my favorite Gershwin pieces, Porgy and Bess in Summertime, is absolutely first class. I work in a warehouse pulling parts, big parts, packing, operate forklifts. We're on 26 acres. I go to various warehouses, pull stuff, generators, engine parts, engine heads, poppets, tappets, pumps, radiators, you name it. Big stuff. Robert, I'm proud of my singing. If you don't want to hear it, you can just leave, dude. Yes. You gonna give me crap about my voice, Robert? Are you serious? Better not. People pay for me to shut up. So don't make fun of it. Wouldn't that be funny to have the gift of the most irritating voice where people pay you to shut up? That'd be awesome.
Well, everybody, it's good to see you.
Dude,
Yes?
remember Steve Urkel? The minute he walked into a room, everybody's like, oh boy. And he'd give all the scientific names for athlete's foot.
You have tinea pedis,
What?
otherwise known as athlete's foot.
Rascal is the best. Little Rascals. We're going to start a TV show remake. He was being sarcastic, Ethan. At first, I thought it was a troll, but he's been in here. See, I'm trigger happy, and I'm sorry for that. Robert, I'm like, dang, we just got rid of one. What the heck? Oh, you ought to listen to two Italian ladies talking. Grace and Maria would talk outside my apartment in the Hacienda Apartments in Prescott, Arizona, and I'd be trying to sleep. Yeah, da 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 da, mamma mia. I'd come out the door and say, ladies. I'd just say, ladies, oh, Michael, are we keeping you awake? Yeah, I'm sorry to bother you. Oh, we're sorry. We'll stop. You go lay down and they continue saying goodbye another 10 minutes. I loved them both. But when you get those two going, forget it. Yes, I missed you. Did you think I didn't? Should I stay or should I go? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. How'd you like a black lip kiss? Gee, would that turn you on? I'll put my luscious black lips against yours, and like a remora on a great white shark, I'll go. You're a rascal. See, I can't show any romantic sentiment, and she calls me a rascal. Can you imagine if she was my wife and I try to make love? You're a rascal. You're a rascal. You're a rascal. Honey, shh. Live in the moment. Okay, rascal. You like that, Jillian? You know what warms my heart? Something's changed. I remember years ago when they had Yahoo. Anybody remember Yahoo? You went into England or Ireland or the rooms and people were nasty. People were mean on that Yahoo chat. And now we got a community here from all over the place and I'm loving it. I think it's awesome. That's cool, Yaim. It's lovely in here. Everyone is so nice. Yes, madame. But it's only an illusion. At the stroke of midnight, all the masks come off. Never forget that. Should we start a horror movie? You talk too much, you never shut up. You talk about people you don't even know. You talk too much. I love that song. Love it. Thank you, Ash. I have a reputation to uphold now. Y'all making me be myself. Look, Yime's got the face with the hard eyes. I didn't even get one of those. Wow. That hurts. That really hurts. I think I'm going to go weep in the corner. I think I'm going to put my legs in there, lay down, put my legs in there, and have a complete meltdown. That's sad. That hurts me so bad. My undying, loyal love for Jillian, and she's flirting with other people. What am I going to do? Yimes, are you male or female? Wait a minute. You're calling me a rascal. Rascals are not obligated to behave. Bite your tongue. You've lost that love and feeling. What's weird to think is this planet is going like this and we don't get dizzy. Can you imagine if it's sped up? Nobody wants boring. That's true. Tony, you're not my boss. You don't pay my bills. You're not God. You're not even my mentor. I do what I want to do because I like it. So why, if it bothers you, go watch another video somewhere. You don't have to be here. But I'm not going to get rid of it just to please you. Yimes. Well, I didn't know you don't have a picture. I got to ask these questions. Besides, it's black lipstick. It's okay. I don't do this for attention, dude. Do I need to just throw you out? Now you're making false accusations. Go play your macho card somewhere else. If you have any doubt about my manhood, we can talk about that. You don't come into my platform and tell me what to do. So just do me a favor and leave. And I'll help you along. Bye. I'm getting tired of that. I don't do things to please Tony. Problem solved. I tell you, these guys got a problem. They do. That it bothers them that much. They got more of a problem than I do. No, I don't, Molly, but it still raises my hackles. Grown men going to come in here and tell me what to do and what I can and cannot do. Excuse me? I don't come into your room, your platform. I don't do that. If I think you're a putz or I don't agree with you, I'm not going to waste my time there. Simple. It's America. We're free. Then they're going to say peace. You come in here unpeaceful with a criticism, and you're going to say peace, bro. Something ain't working up here, bruh. People were telling me I was going to lose subs if I put on makeup. The channel's still growing. Still. It doesn't hurt me to lose some. People come and go. That's life. If my life depended on this channel, I might cry about it, but it doesn't. I work a job to get my paycheck. It's funny. People don't realize that half the male actors in any of Hollywood's movies are loaded with makeup. Foundation, everything to hide their flaws. Nobody says anything about that. Nobody. It's funny, when I block somebody, I notice that the chat just goes to a complete 0 miles per hour. Crazy. And then he says, I'm sorry you like it. That makes no sense. I'm sorry you like it. How are you sorry? That has no impact on me. I'm not sorry I like it. What do I need to apologize for? I didn't ask to see your butt. Hey, Steve, how are you? And welcome. Ay naku buhay par in life, as we'd say in the Philippines. Ay naku. Yeesh. I'll show you something stupid. I got these in a bag. I don't know where to take them. Look at this. I bought all these in the bag, brand new. Didn't even wear them. I thought they were regular men's underwear. I open up the bag, I pull them out. Look at this. What the heck? They're like mini shorts. I'm like, I am not wearing those. No. No, with little leggings on them. That's gay. That's gay. Absolutely gay. You know, and it's funny. Somebody just now says something. I've been putting on the lipstick for how long now? Crazy. Thank you, Javier. How are you? That's right, Ash. Hi, Jesser. How are you? Where did Rascalette go? Really, Molly? Maybe in the winter when it's cold, but not here with this heat. Oh, hey, Sam. You thought I was rich. It depends on how you define rich. She calls me Rascal, and I call her Rascalette. Anxiously, how are you? Jillian, where'd you go? Thank you, Jesser. I just think outside the box. I try to find what looks good and works with me. Hey, Nova. How are you? Welcome. Did Jillian literally just leave the room and not say goodbye? Oh my gosh. I'm all right. What's new in your world? What state are you from, Nova? We like to get an idea where everybody's calling from. So funny now everybody's telling me, I hope you're doing well. That's so funny. New Mexico, right on. Thank you, Molly. I like it too. I think it fits me. And I like the black lipstick. I think it, women taught me how to be color coordinated. The beads, the lipstick. I think it just lends itself. I don't believe in feng shui, but it feng shuis. No, anxiously, I thought you heard my videos where I was talking about superficial fake people. They'll ask me how I'm doing. I say, I'm all right. And I'll say, how are you? I'm doing well. And I said, that has become the standard fake response. And it started in professional America. You'll never hear a corporate guy say, I'm doing good. I'm doing fine, thank you. I'm doing well. It's like we pick up buzz phrases and they don't leave. Thank you, Ash. Come here and give me a hug, Ash. I need a hug from a woman. I can feel it, Ash. Hook those loving arms around me and you set me free. Oh, anxiously, that was no criticism to you at all. Yes, Jesser, I think people do things. Hey, Micro, welcome from Croatia. How is the country doing over there? Now, see, I'm not going to digress. If I'm having a bad day, it depends on who asks it. I'm not going to open up my coat and say, "Want to know how bad it is?" You know, Micro, I heard on the news today that the UK, Ireland, Scotland, I think Holland were having a heat wave, and you are too, huh? Well, let's pray for cool weather. But these people will say I'm doing well all the time. Church people do it now. And I was talking about at my church, there's a lady. She's younger than me. How's Mr. Mike? The teacher started that in the schools. Now my supervisor says, "Mr. Mike, I need you to pull something for me." The receiving clerk, I mean, we're adults. "Mr. Mike." I'm like, I hate this. I don't say anything because it's just, you're not going to change it. Tina! Miroslav. Is it Miro or Miro? You got a storm in North Carolina. Well, the thunder was bumping around when I first started this video. Out in the yard, but the rain just didn't come over here. I'm sad. Just say, if you call me that, I won't answer. The problem is you got to be careful when it's your supervisor. You got to be careful when it's the boss. And it's like, it's so rampant now that if you say something, somebody's going to look at you and go, "What's wrong with you?" I just go, "Arg, give me my pirate ship back so I can go out to sea and not deal with this foolishness." Now I know why sailors like to be at sea. They can get away from all those little micro bursts of crazy earthling landlubber crap. I agree, Colette. I agree. But, yeah. Putting the Mr. to the first name is childishness. It is a pet peeve. And maybe I'm being too trigger happy, but it's childish. Either call me Mr. Nelson or call me Michael. I don't need all this elementary school crap. It's not elementary, dear Watson. We're grown men. When I was growing up as a kid in Mammoth, everybody called everybody by their last names. Nelson! What? Ah, but if you're the captain, you can tell them knock it off or they can walk the plank. Now I do that, Tennessee. We got a new trainee. He walks in. I said, "How you doing, boss?" "I'm all right. I ain't no boss." I said, "Yeah, you are. You work like a boss." Stuck on you in a smelly pirate ship without a can of deodorant. And I'm on my way. That's why I'm on the bridge and you're all at the poop deck. Stinky sailors. Can you imagine being on working with men back in the day when they did not have deodorant? What did they do? What did they do? I heard the Queen of England, way back in Shakespeare's time, wouldn't bathe. They just kept pouring on the makeup. Wow. They thought the water was dirty. Yes, Daniel. Stank. I will never get used to the smell of BO butt cheeks and everything else that I smelled on a school bus or around people that have poor hygiene. It's just awful. Really, Myro? Oh, wow. Where were you? I thought you left without saying goodbye. I said, has anybody seen Rascalette? And anxiously said, did you call her Rascalette? I said, yes. She calls me Rascal. She's Rascalette. And the language is OMG. Yeah. Well, and when I was a kid growing up, they used to say French babes don't shave under their arms. That's nasty. I was at the bank one day in Prescott, and this beautiful woman was in front of me. She went to the teller and she raised her arm, and I was like, okay, never mind then. I was working for a woman. She had a rental property, and a lady came up to get an application, had 12 inches of pit hair. And Karen Lewis looks at me after she left. She goes, how'd you like to date that, Mike? I said, Karen, that's gross. She goes, wow, Mike, you think I want to rent to that? Really, Colette? Hey, Christine, thank you. How are you? My hair does have natural feathering. It's growing in nice and thick. I want my mane back. I want it spilling down my shoulders. I cut it last year because it was frizzing, the humidity and the split ends, and it was getting tangled. I washed it every day. I figured, let's start over. You know, you're right, Moon. You are right. Hi, Beth. How are you? To get stronger, right on. I have to, Mark. It's too sweaty and hot here. My hair, I mean, I'm working in a dusty warehouse and I sweat and no, I got a lot of skin oil on my scalp too. I'm not smelling up my pillow. I could do without the shampoo every other day. That might help. Hey, Johan. Beth, I'm in Georgia. You know I'm in Georgia, right, Beth? Look at G with those 4 beautiful hearts. Dr. Indy, it goes okay. How are you? Really? That's cool, Myro. Food and spit collectors, yes. I've even seen men with them big beards are eating all the food's all down in here. Nasty. I can't imagine being a woman and kissing all that. But you got a lot of Western women, they like that. Well, I'm not going to say what they like, but they like that beard right down between their legs. And I'm like, ah. Absolutely, Christine. It's nasty. I know because women tell me these things. It's hot, doctor. Doctor, doctor, can't you see I'm burning, burning? Good old Thompson twins. They had it right on. I love kissing. Now, I saw one today that freaked me out. I come out of Big Lots, and this lady came in, and she's black, white hair, white beard. I'm like, straggly. That's a woman with all that hair? Or is that a guy who's being very feminine? Some smells coming that weren't nice. And I happen to walk out behind whatever this was. She looks at me and says, "Boy, it's humid." I said, "It's very humid." I kept walking. I said, "Stay cool and be safe." "All right, you too, honey. Have a good day." I don't know. She was a woman that just had that too much testosterone and grew facial fur or what. Guess what I am? Yes, Christine, I have Central. Thompson twins were awesome. Oh, I love kissing certain places too. But most of the women I've dated, they don't like stubble or face fur when they're making love. They said it scratches my face and it hurts. I'm getting sleepy, folks. I think it's time to say goodbye to all my family. Mickey. Sheepish, yeah, I like to be clean. It makes me feel good about myself. Some do. You're a night owl, that's cute. Well, come hoot over by my window. Hoo, 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 hoo. I'm a boot. Why do you keep saying that? Mantis, that is so funny. Have a great evening. Thank you, Christina. I know, Colette. I know. I saw that up north. A lot of Scandinavian women get mustache and all kinds of hair out of the face. The older women. I have to. Ash, I'm fading. My energy has taken me up to this point. I need to pull into the refueling station for the evening in an outpost. in a western town, kicking over chairs and knocking over table. And the West End girls, da da da. I do. 2:35 this morning, thank you. No naps. I want to be back in Tennessee. I want to be in heaven, and soon. You too, Ash. All you ladies and gentlemen. And Myro, thanks for coming in. I hope you'll join us again. I like having people from other country. It's an honor. You too, Ricky. All right, folks. Till next time, take care. Where's Kia? I didn't even see Kia Ora. Where's Kia Ora? Ah, God gets to decide that, Christine, but thank you. That makes me feel good. I love you guys. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Time to say goodbye. La da 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 da. I have to go to bed before I collapse and faint, 'cause I'm so tired. Oh my gosh. Yes, I remember after the war down there, things changed real quick, Myro. But I hope you'll come back. We can talk about that. My period never started, Colette. I'm so glad. I'm glad my period never started. So I'll never have to worry about menopause. See you, Myro.